haven't celebrated it at all. We have to. Right? We shouldn't be arguing, fussing. We should be celebrating.
Braxton family is mourning the death of their sister, Tracy. The singer was 50 years old.
Tamar Braxton's shocking revelation has left us all stunned. Just days ago, the R&B singer and reality star shared a harrowing account on Instagram that has everyone asking, what really happened? I almost Sunday, she confessed, her voice trembling through the words as her post detailed being found in a pool of blood by a friend. Tamar's injuries were nothing short of gruesome, a fractured nose, missing teeth, and a body that had lost its strength. I don't even know what happened to me, she admitted, leaving an eerie silence hanging over the mystery. Was this an accident? A tragic misstep? Or could this have been something far more sinister?
That the people who don't understand what they're feeling and don't know that mental illness is a real situation.
The details, or lack thereof, have only deepened the intrigue. Tamar herself seems to be searching for answers, describing the days since the incident as a blur of worsening pain and recovery. She pleaded with her fans, asking for prayers, and hinted at a deeper struggle, her mental health journey. As my health is on the mend, my mental health journey begins, she wrote, leaving us wondering what demons Tamar has been battling behind the scene. But as heart-wrenching as her words were, they told only part of the story. The rest? Well, that's where the whispers begin. Speculation is swirling, and one of the most chilling rumors points directly to Tamar's own family. Some insiders claim that jealousy and greed are tearing the Braxton clan apart, and this latest ordeal might be tied to a dark inheritance dispute. Could someone close to her have wanted Tamar out of the picture? As shocking as it sounds, the Braxton legacy is no small thing. Tamar's sisters, including music icon Toni Braxton, have built a name and fortune that many could only dream of. But with success comes complications, and the world of reality TV has already exposed plenty of cracks in their family dynamic. Could Tamar's near-fatal encounter be tied to her family's dark secrets? One insider asks, some say the Braxton legacy is worth fighting for, even if it means silencing one of their own. This isn't the first time Tamar's relationship with her family has made headlines. From public clashes on their reality show Braxton Family Values to cryptic social media posts hinting at betrayal, the Braxtons have long been a family where drama and dysfunction bubble just beneath the surface. But this feels different. The stakes are higher, the silence louder, and Tamar's injuries far too severe to ignore. What if this wasn't just an accident? What if someone, somewhere, had a motive?
I couldn't pick up the phone and call my sisters and be excited about that. Oh no. That's a moment that I won't forget.
As if that weren't unsettling enough, rumors of a so-called Braxton family curse have resurfaced in the wake of Tamar's ordeal. Over the years, the family has endured a string of tragedies that some say can't be chalked up to coincidence. From pulmonary embolisms to mysterious health scares, the Braxtons seem to be living under a shadow they can't escape. Tamar's own struggles have been well documented. A hospitalization in 2020 after a reported overdose, battles with mental health, and a history of strained relationships. But now, with her nearly losing her life in such a bizarre and violent manner, the curse theory is gaining traction once again. Pulmonary embolisms, overdoses, and now this, one commentator mused. Some are saying the Braxtons are cursed. A debt owed for their meteoric rise to fame. Is Tamar the latest victim of a generational shadow that refuses to let go? It's hard to ignore the eerie pattern. Just last year, the family was still reeling from the loss of their sister, Tracy Braxton, after her battle with cancer. And before that, Tamar had opened up about feeling suffocated by the pressures of fame and family expectations. She once described the toxic environment of reality TV as a trigger for some of her darkest moments, including the 2020 incident that nearly ended her life. I didn't even know there was another side, she said in an emotional interview, reflecting on how close she came to giving up. Now, with this latest scare, it's impossible not to wonder, is Tamar caught in a cycle she can't escape? And if so, who or what is truly to blame?
Yeah, you know, I'm a rain girl. I love when it rains, but my sister Tracy, she loves when it snows, and she that morning when it was actually pouring down snow in Virginia.
Adding to the mystery is the cryptic nature of Tamar's Instagram posts. Alongside her plea for prayers, she shared a Bible verse and a haunting message of gratitude. Thank you, God, for waking me up today. The song Spirit Lead Me played softly in the background of her video, adding a spiritual undertone to her words that almost felt like a cry for help. Was this simply the aftermath of a traumatic accident? Or was Tamar trying to tell us something more? Something she couldn't say outright?
Said yes.
Oh my God.
I love you, Tamar. Tamar, will you marry me?
What's clear is that Tamar is no stranger to hardship. Over the years, she's dealt with everything from health scares to public feuds, all while trying to carve out her own identity in the shadow of her famous family. But this latest incident feels like a turning point, a moment where the chaos of her personal life seems to have reached a breaking point. And yet, there are no clear answers, only questions that keep piling up. What really happened that Sunday? Who found her in that pool of blood, and why were her injuries so severe? Tamar's manager has assured fans that she's resting and recovering, but the lack of detail has only fueled speculation. Some are even questioning whether Tamar's own reluctance to speak out might be a sign that she knows more than she's letting on. Could she be protecting someone? Or is she simply too overwhelmed to face the truth herself? And then there's the family. The Braxtons have always been a complicated bunch, their lives played out on camera for the world to see, but off-screen, the dynamics are even messier. From whispered allegations of infidelity to explosive arguments caught on tape, the Braxton sisters have never shied away from airing their dirty laundry. But this time, the stakes feel different. If the rumors about an inheritance feud are true, it could explain why tensions have been running so high. After all, money has a way of bringing out the worst in people, even family.
One that you see, whether it's Tawanda, whether it's me, whether it's Tracy, whether it's Tony, whether it's Tamar, someone can identify with that person. And it's just our real truth.
As we dig deeper into Tamar's story, it's impossible not to feel the weight of everything she's been through. From her success as a solo artist to her struggles with mental health, Tamar has always been a fighter. But this latest chapter in her life feels like something out of a thriller, with a story with too many loose ends and not enough answers. And with the specter of the so-called Braxton curse hanging over her, the question remains, is Tamar's near-demise experience just another tragic chapter in the family's history, or is it the result of something far more sinister? But Tamar's near-demise experience isn't just a story about personal misfortune, it's a window into the darker dynamics of the Braxton family. As Tamar's career soared, tensions within the family seemed to follow a similar trajectory, but in the opposite direction. Publicly, we saw the Braxtons as a tight-knit group of sisters with shared struggles and successes. But behind the scenes, rumors have long suggested that Tamar's growing stardom created unspoken rivalries and resentment. Was her success simply too much for her siblings to handle?
Well, is there a conversation after we find out? There's no conversation.
No conversation.
It's no secret that Tamar's star burned brightly, often eclipsing her sisters. From her hit singles and solo tours to her high-profile reality TV appearances, Tamar became more than just Toni Braxton's little sister. She was a bona fide celebrity in her own right. But rising to the top doesn't come without a price, and in this case, it may have been the unity of her family. Even on Braxton family values, we saw moments where jealousy and frustration bubbled to the surface. Whether it was Tamar's outspoken personality rubbing her siblings the wrong way, or her siblings feeling overshadowed by her achievements, the cracks in their bond were visible for anyone paying attention. And then, there's the question of whether those cracks ever truly healed. Could Tamar's near tragedy have been the boiling point for years of unresolved tension? Some insiders believe the jealousy within the Braxton family might have escalated into something far more sinister. With Tamar's career on fire, it's not hard to imagine how others in her family might have felt left behind, one industry veteran notes. Sometimes resentment can fester into dangerous territory, especially when money, fame, and legacy are involved. But Tamar's family isn't the only piece of this puzzle. The mysterious friend who found her lying in a pool of blood raises even more questions. Who is this person, and why haven't they come forward with more details about what happened that night? If anyone holds the key to unlocking the truth, it's them. Yet their silence is deafening. Could this so-called friend be hiding something, or are they protecting Tamar, or perhaps themselves, from deeper scrutiny?
Salute to Tamar. I don't know what's going on, but I hope she figures out her situation. And where's her fiance?
The limited information we have about this individual makes their role all the more suspicious. Tamar's Instagram post mentioned that she was found by a friend, but no further details have surfaced. Who was there with her that night? Were they simply in the right place at the right time? Or could their presence have been part of something more calculated? It's hard not to wonder if Tamar's trust in this person may have been misplaced. After all, betrayal often comes from those closest to us. And in Tamar's case, this wouldn't be the first time her inner circle has let her down.
It's just not something I will do. I'll speak the truth. And here's the truth. I've been a victim of domestic violence.
And yet, Tamar's silence on the matter is just as intriguing. She's been vocal about her gratitude for surviving and her determination to focus on her mental health, but she hasn't shared any concrete details about the incident itself. Is it because she doesn't remember what happened? Or is she withholding information for reasons we can only guess at? Some fans believe Tamar is protecting someone, possibly the very friend who found her. Others speculate that she's gathering the strength to expose the truth, knowing the fallout could be explosive. As if the mystery surrounding her injuries and recovery weren't enough, there's also the looming specter of Tamar's complicated relationship with her family. For years, the Braxtons have been a source of both support and stress for Tamar. Their public feuds and private betrayals have played out on television screens and in headlines, creating a narrative of a family bound by love but fractured by fame. And while Tamar has always been quick to defend her family against outside criticism, it's clear that the wounds between them run deep. Could this be the moment when those wounds finally split open?
And it was hard because I wasn't happy at my job. And I hadn't been happy for years.
It's impossible to talk about Tamar's recent trauma without acknowledging the emotional weight she has carried for years. For someone who has lived so much of her life in the public eye, the pressures of fame, combined with the constant scrutiny of her personal struggles, have undoubtedly taken a toll. From her well-documented battles with anxiety and depression to the heartbreaking revelations about past attempts to harm herself, Tamar's journey has been anything but easy. Each new chapter of her story seems to echo a painful pattern, a rise to success followed by moments of devastating collapse. Could this latest ordeal be the breaking point that pushes Tamar to confront the deep-seated pain she's been carrying all along? The signs of emotional strain have been there for years. Tamar has often spoken about feeling overwhelmed by the dual pressures of her career and her family's expectations. Being part of a famous household may have brought opportunities, but it's also come with a heavy dose of public judgment. And for Tamar, who has always been vocal about her feelings, the constant balancing act of being a performer, sister, mother, and daughter has left little room for her to heal. This latest trauma, waking up in a pool of blood with no memory of what happened, might force her to finally confront the psychological scars she has so often tried to push aside.
I was living a complete lie and facade that I was okay for a long time.
What makes Tamar's story so heartbreaking is the way her struggles reflect the darker side of fame. To the outside world, she's a glamorous star with a powerful voice and a larger-than-life personality. But behind the scenes, the reality is far more complicated. The pressures of maintaining her career, managing her relationships, and navigating the public's relentless gaze have created a perfect storm of emotional vulnerability. When we think about the image of Tamar lying there, injured and helpless, it's hard not to see it as a metaphor for the way fame can strip even the strongest individuals of their sense of stability and control. And yet, Tamar's resilience cannot be ignored. Time and again, she has found ways to pick herself back up, even in the face of unimaginable pain. From her decision to open up about her mental health struggles to her efforts to reclaim her identity through music and television, Tamar has shown incredible strength. But resilience doesn't mean invincibility. Even the strongest among us have limits, and Tamar's recent plea for prayers suggests that she may be closer to hers than ever before. It's a stark reminder that the human cost of fame is often hidden beneath the surface, only coming to light in moments of crisis. This latest incident could also serve as a turning point not just for Tamar, but for how the public understands the pressures faced by celebrities. For years, Tamar has been labeled as dramatic or over the top, but what if those labels have been a way to dismiss the very real pain she's been experiencing? What if her bold personality has been a shield, hiding the vulnerability she's been too afraid to show? As fans and outsiders, we often consume the lives of public figures like entertainment, forgetting that behind the headlines are real people with real struggles. Tamar's story forces us to confront that reality in a way that feels both uncomfortable and necessary.
But, I think ultimately, our kids want to see us happy.
Could this be the moment when Tamar finally lays her pain bare, breaking the cycle of silence and survival that has defined so much of her life? Or will this latest trauma simply become another chapter in a long, tragic pattern? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. Tamar Braxton's story is far from over, and the emotional toll of her journey is something we can't afford to ignore. Adding to the intrigue is the timing of Tamar's ordeal. Just weeks before, she was riding high on the success of her cooking show with her mother, Tamar Braxton, and seemed to be in a good place professionally. But in her personal life, things may not have been so rosy. Whispers about unresolved inheritance disputes and lingering jealousy among her siblings have resurfaced, painting a picture of a family still grappling with old scars. If Tamar were to speak out about what really happened that night, would it shine a light on these hidden tensions? Or would it expose something even darker?
Sisters are amazing, and I love them so much. And the great thing about family is that you can have disagreements, but at the end of the day, you always come back to the core.
And then there's the elephant in the room, the so-called Braxton family curse. Over the years, the Braxton sisters have faced one tragedy after another, from health scares to personal losses. Some fans believe these misfortunes are more than just bad luck, that they're part of a generational shadow that has followed the family since their rise to fame. Tamar's recent trauma feels like the latest chapter in this unsettling pattern. But is it truly a curse, or is it the weight of fame and fortune taking its toll on a family unprepared for its consequences? As Tamar continues her recovery, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. The questions surrounding her near-demise experience remain unanswered, and the silence from those closest to her only deepens the mystery. Will Tamar find the courage to share her truth, no matter the cost? Or will she remain silent, bound by fear and loyalty to her family? And what about the unnamed friend? Will they step forward to clear the air? Or will their role in this saga remain shrouded in suspicion? We can't help but wonder what Tamar might reveal in the coming weeks. Could she finally expose the secrets that nearly cost her everything? Or are there forces at play determined to keep those secrets buried? Leave your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to stay tuned, because the truth behind Tamar Braxton's terrifying ordeal may be darker than any of us could have imagined. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep your eyes open.